Best PC Games 2017. The Top 10 PC Games 2017. Don't know what PC game is worthy of your time? Here are the best PC games you can play in 2017. PC gaming still exists, don't you know? In fact, in a post-Sony and Microsoft-dominated console world, you might think the concept of playing a game at your desk has become nothing but a distant memory, but that's certainly not the case. Oh no, PC gaming is as big as it's ever been, and there is a fantastic selection of games to pick and choose from in 2017. 1. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Coming as a surprise to absolutely nobody, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is the best PC game of 2017. No doubt you've heard of it. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG for short, is a battle royale style multiplayer shooter, in that you're plonked on an island and pitted against one another in a fight to the death. Last man, or last team, standing wins. It's simple, easy enough to pick up and play with friends, and offers nail-biting experiences no other game has brought to the table before. Two. Overwatch. Okay, this was a pretty obvious one too. In the same vein as Team Fortress 2 and just as addictive, Overwatch is one of the most compelling games of the year. You'll be spending most of your free time on it, playing one more game after another. With a unique roster of playable characters and classes, Overwatch is another example of Blizzard's wonderful work, and is one of the best multiplayer competitive shooters we've seen in recent years.
Justice ain't gonna dispense itself. Pardon me. Y'all had it coming.
Yeah, let's pick it up! Oh, let's break it! Damn! Get back!
I play 3. Doom. Let's face it, Bethesda had a pretty difficult job reimagining the 1993 original, and it's managed to do a cracking job at harking back to one of the pioneers of the shooter genre. Sure, there's not much in the way of a plot in this year's Doom, but the combat mechanics are so finely tuned that it makes for one of the most exhilarating experiences this year. We can't say much for the multiplayer, it doesn't quite live up to the original, so it's best to stick to the lengthy single player, filled with classic baddies and high-paced shooter combat. Oh, and the soundtrack is awesome too. Destiny 2. Destiny is back, and this time, its story isn't a convoluted mess. Yes, it isn't all about the campaign storyline. There are a handful of excellent multiplayer modes on offer too, but the sequel's plot is a significant leg up over the originals. It's a blast to play through with a fire team of friends and looks absolutely stunning on PC, with high frame rates, FOV sliders and 4K resolution support.
Despite the sacrifice of many brave guardians, we lost everything. The tower, the city, our home.
So, everything is gone. Your stuff, my stuff, most importantly, my stuff.
Today we know our enemy. His name is
Gary! Or Gil. Glenn? Is it? I don't know. It's something with a G!
Gall. I know you look to me in times of peril, But this is not my battle alone.
Which means if I don't see you out there, I'll
5. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided is one of, if not the best, third-person RPG shooters. The world is incredibly rich and detailed, with the game frequently fleshing out the backstory as you progress further through the campaign. The shooting mechanics aren't the best out there, but Deus Ex, Mankind Divided is pretty much the complete package and a must for fans of the franchise.
Press.
6. Wolfenstein 2. Yes, another Bethesda game on this list. The originals take on an alternate reality filled with Nazi occupation. Wolfenstein 2 steps the dread up a notch. The Nazis have invaded the United States. Filled with the same frenetic gunplay as before, and plenty of gore to go with it, Wolfenstein 2 is a shooter that doesn't take itself too seriously and is an absolute blast.
We gotta set this right, Grace. Put the fighting spirit back in the American people. Ignite a revolution.
You want to strike fear in the Nazis? You want to cause some real motherfucking havoc? Well, then you come to the right woman. You still got some Nazi fighting killing skills up in you? I got a plan that's gonna send shockwaves throughout the nation.
7. Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is fiendishly difficult. This isn't one for someone wanting to breeze through a game quickly. As with the other games before it, Hidetaka Miyazaki's Dark Souls 3 is a test of skill and, most of all, patience. Incredibly in-depth. You won't be able to put the controller down, but if you do, just make sure not to throw it across the room in a fit of rage.
And of course, light and dark.
Eight. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 6 wasn't great. But don't worry, Resident Evil 7 is a welcome return to form, harking back to the series' long-standing horror roots. It's played entirely in first person, perfect for jump scares, inside a creepy house with some odd residents. It's genuinely terrifying, and one of the best-looking games of 2017, which certainly doesn't help with excessive heart rates.
Daddy's coming. We need to go. We need to go now!
What the fuck are they?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. Ethan. You gotta get out of that house.
9. XCOM 2. Yet another brutally difficult game on this list. XCOM 2 plays out like a top-down board game, except with more death and destruction. A little unpolished at release, XCOM 2 has seen some love since, and is one of the best strategy games out there. Expect to blow up plenty of aliens, but also see your fair share of loss. My advice, don't name your characters, it only makes it worse when they inevitably kick the bucket.
XCOM lives.
Middle-earth, Shadow of War. Lord of the Rings is so hot right now. With the announcement that a TV show is on the way, there's no better time to revisit Tolkien's lovingly crafted world, So it's a good thing that there's a new Middle-earth game to explore. Strengthening last year's Nemesis system, which saw you offing orcs and disrupting the military hierarchy, Middle-earth: Shadow of War is one of the deepest and richest open-world action games you'll play all year.